Started it and typed the title
Right.
maybe 20 minutes ago.
Mm,
Now it says it's setting up the meeting.
gotcha.
It's being live streamed. We're live. Hello, everybody. Good
Hi,
evening.
YouTube. Stream for me, YouTube.
Friday night. Um,
And the moon is bright. Oh, wait, the moon's not real. Never mind.
Had a nice happy hour with our friends that came by.
Yeah, thanks everybody for joining us for happy hour.
I
It's always a pleasure.
was about to start listing their names, but then I was like, man, my short-term memory is not that great.
Best not to do
There's
that.
that dog again. That was Coop, KJ.
Mr. Rich,
iPhone 75 was here
yeah. Rocky Shoals was
with the
also in the
with the big
house.
gun. iPhone 75 was here with the big guns.
The biggest guns.
It's like
Biggest guns we've ever seen, just swinging both sides.
Hey, actually, I want to ask you, Christopher, have you ever given one out or been in the vicinity of someone receiving a titty twister?
oh, my son has tried to give me a titty twister. I've
Yeah, I feel
delivered it
like it's a
back to him. Yeah.
kid thing, right? It's a kid
Okay.
thing. It's when
They
you
call it
have
purple
kids, they like
nurple.
try and hurt you.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's the
Yeah.
politically correct
Thing.
version.
Good to know. All right.
Yeah.
Go ahead and start recording the audio.
Will do.
Episode 191.
All right. 3, 2, 1, let's go.
Good evening, Endless Ranters. Welcome back for episode 191 of your Endless Ranters podcast. We appreciate your support. If you understood that, I hope you did.
I hope you did.
My name is Chris, and I am a mostly peaceful dad from North Texas, and kind of getting sick of your bullshit. Also, one of your hosts for tonight. I'm joined by my other host. It's Juana. How you doing?
Thanks for taking out all the other stuff. I appreciate it.
Oh, like the soggy mom stuff, or like the dried up old coos stuff. Which
No,
all of it? Okay,
no,
thank you.
just that.
Soggy Mom living in a Crunchy Mom's world, all that
No, I
stuff.
Oh
like
yeah, I
that
forgot
one.
about that
I like
part.
that one. I like that one. But the other one,
Okay,
Do without.
all right, let's go. I'm glad you're doing well. I kind of hate your new dog anyway, but hey, there's producer Manny. What's going down, mole man?
Hello, you fellow infidel. Good to be back.
Uh, you bet it is. Bet it
I
is.
should say
I'm sorry about.
you imperialist dog. There you go. I needed to
Yeah, I'm
get
sorry
another
I
one
said
in
that
there.
about your dog. You know,
yeah, I was like, what did he do? He's so sweet.
I don't know.
He's
It's
like
just my
saving my
dog's like,
mental
oh,
health.
my dog wants to just run away and bark at me. Like it's either in a state
Yeah.
of barking at me in the kitchen or running away
Yeah. Seeing
as
him
fast as.
walk off leash must be pretty triggering for you, right? A little bit.
So anyway, let's get on to the first topic. Let's talk about something better. Let's talk about, I don't know, talk about Joe Biden and stuff like that. But before I talk about
Oh my
this,
gosh. Oh gosh.
anyway, no, I'm just
I'm so
kidding. Yeah,
excited.
that
The
was
debate.
triggering.
We're
That
gonna
was
have a
triggering.
debate. Oh,
It was
what?
triggering. I'll be about it. So,
I'm sorry.
did it bother me? Yes.
I'm sorry. He's just a very good boy, and he has another very good
He has
boy
a,
next
a
to him.
leader dog that is like,
Yeah.
don't run away, you dumbass. Like these
Yeah.
people feed you.
Mm-hmm.
My
And
dog's
that
just like,
one
I'm just gonna
was
run as fast
bad.
as I can.
That one was bad. He went into a quarry one time. He crossed a busy road. Like he was super bad. He was the baddest. So yeah,
But he made
this
it.
one is, but he did make it, and now he's here to tell the tale. Like, bro, that's a car. Back up.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure my dog would like attack a car at full speed.
Yeah.
Like I don't like that because I was out there weed whacking last weekend with the weed whacker. This dog is trying to bite the weed whacker.
Yeah, that's stupid. Yeah,
That's
I mean,
but I
it
weird.
was
get
That's
looking at it funny. It
that's
had it
different.
coming.
No, it's like it was like I don't like that sound. I'm gonna try to bite that thing that's like it's gonna hurt.
Mhm.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah,
I'm not
yeah,
gonna let it do it, but it's trying as hard as it can to bite
yeah.
the, you know, the plastic line that's like, flying around like 1,000, revolutions per second, whatever it is.
Right.
our old dogs were raised on a car lot, so they have to be trained like to cars are backing up and people are coming in, so they have to kind of be trained a little bit differently. So I
Like a
mean, not
regular
even
car
like
lot opposed to like a junkyard car, like a junkyard dog. It's like a
no, I mean, yeah, not like a
because
regular
you have like a
dog, not like
junkyard
a
dog,
junkyard.
then you got like a used
Sure,
car lot dog, then you got
sure.
like a brand
Yep.
new, brand new
Yeah,
dog, and
we've
like
had
and then
both. We've had both for sure. But yeah, the like
Ball
our
biting
home,
dog.
yeah, a dog. Yes, a
then you
protected
got like a
dog.
Specifically for
Porsche, you
And
ball
got like a
biting.
Porsche, the dealership dog.
Yeah.
yeah,
It's like
yeah,
there's a hierarchy.
yeah. No,
There's
I mean,
levels.
Lily, my dog that we lost a couple months ago, she like had
Rest in
Yelp
peace.
reviews where she was like, they feel like they bought the car because Lily like took care of their kids. She would like bring
Oh,
her
okay. For a second,
ball.
I
Like
thought
she
your
was
dog just by itself had its own Yelp
That's a hell of
no,
a
page.
no,
gimmick.
no.
That's a hell of a
Yeah,
gimmick, I
no.
tell you what.
She has Yelp. She has so many Yelp reviews. If you go look at her Yelp reviews, she has so many little Yelp reviews about people that like it makes the car buying experience better because like you have to get financed or whatever. And if you have kids and you have this beautiful dog that just wants to play ball and
Y'all
she's
should
not
do
scared of
like a
anything.
you should do
Yeah.
like a seminar, maybe a webinar on like how to monetize your good dog. It's like
My kid
you have a good
said
dog at
that when we got
home.
this dog, my kid said that, oh, we've just been lucky with our dogs because all of our dogs are really good. They said, oh, you've just been lucky. So every time they come over and they see this puppy, they're like, oh, you've just been lucky. But also, I'm home. I don't leave my house. So I am training him constantly. I'm always working. It just
Plus
makes him for a better dog.
you spent more than $125 on your dog, didn't you? Did you or didn't you?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I did. But from a
You
backyard
get what
breeder,
you pay
who
for.
knows? Who knows what her
But
bloodlines
still,
are?
you get
Yeah.
what you pay for. You
But
go to
gorgeous,
PetSmart,
gorgeous mom and dad.
you go to PetSmart, you're on a budget. You know what I mean? It's like you're just adopting whatever dog is like, it's kind of nice to you at
Yeah.
the PetSmart.
Yeah.
That's where we're at. So
Yeah. That's my other two dogs. I had the black one was a Lab Rottweiler and the big dog is a golden lab. They're not purebred, but they're like from a shelter.
yeah, it's traumatizing. I mean, I didn't try to make, you don't need to make this about you and your dog. I mean, we're trying to
Well, I
talk.
mean, we can still
Hey,
keep it on brand and make it about her and ask her what she
listen,
thinks about the Chiefs kicker
the
telling ladies to
puppy.
get.
The puppy literally has been going on walks and he walks the whole neighborhood a couple
Yeah.
times and then he comes back home in peace. So I mean, we're not
Yeah.
we're struggling with that
In the house or
on
just
his
inside?
mats. On
Oh,
his
okay.
mats. Yeah.
Yeah. I've never done the pee mats before. Yeah.
Well, he was so little when we got him, he was like he couldn't go outside.
I meant for me.
Yeah, that too. Yeah. I mean, they're very absorbent.
But I'm glad they work for
They're
your
very
dog. I don't know what,
absorbent.
like why you want to.
They're
It's like,
super
you always want to
absorbent.
bring things back to your dog. It's like trying to talk about myself for change.
We'll never talk about him again. I know you like to talk about
No, yeah, it is triggering. That's that's why I lashed out at you tonight. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Okay.
Everybody does eventually. It's fine.
She's used to it by now.
I'm so used to it.
It's like all of my friendships end with like horrible voicemail messages.
Fuck
Like
you,
what's
bitch.
like I wonder what's wrong with all them.
You stupid.
It can't be me. It's
No,
a them
that's
thing.
ridiculous. I literally have friends for 30, 40-year friends. So no, that's not true.
Yeah, I'm
I mean, I
sure.
do have some of those bitches fall by the waist, but I think that friendships are lifetimes or seasons, and sometimes people are just around for a season. So that's fine too.
That's true. I just want you all to know that I will never. Oh, I'm kind of too lazy to delete friends, so it's like, don't worry. We're
Yeah.
we're always going to be cool
You're
at a
Yeah.
minimal
that
level.
guy. It's good to know where we stand with you, Christopher.
Yes.
Or where you
or
stand with us. I don't know how to.
You're all the best.
Yeah.
This feels like some feng shui, kung fu, wax on, wax off type stuff with you.
I don't know, but
Love that.
it's just been a little. It's been a
It's
rough.
his Asian culture.
Yeah, yeah, lash out. So let's get to some topics.
Yeah.
What are we going to talk about tonight? If we haven't
Actually,
already, have we already covered everything?
no, I actually wanted to
Can
get
we talk
our
about the dicks at Hazard?
Yeah, that was amazing. What are the best? Okay, can Manny pull up that video or something? Because the best part is when like all the dick balloons are coming out of the back of the truck and the cops are just standing there and they're not really doing anything about it. They're just saying like they're just kind of like waving through them. You know what I mean? Like, and they're not angry. They're not like I would be something. Like I'd be like, what the fuck is going? I'd be like getting my knife
They're
out,
so
either popping
pink.
them or I'd be like
They're
running
so
away.
pink.
I'd be like backing away from them, but they're like wading through them. Like, man, what are these
Why
dick
are
balloons
they
doing here?
so pink? It's so
Like rose gold or something. um, that was the best part.
wait, where was this at again?
The Dicks of Hazard, some in New York City.
the dick balloons released at the Trump trial.
Oh, okay.
That's the thing. It's like I'm like, why all you New Yorkers hate Trump so much? But then like, there's a New Yorker that like brings a U-Haul truck full of dick balloons out
Did you hear that they
with
opened
all
a
his enemies'
portal?
faces
Did you hear
on.
that they opened a portal to Dublin in New York? And it literally got closed down like in 48 hours. People were showing their tits and their ass.
You can't, yeah, you can't let random humans on one side of the planet or like whatever, like
Portal.
that are like
They
really
called it
far
a
away.
portal. Christopher, we're in a portal right
Yeah.
now.
Like, well, like, but you and we know each other, so we can't do certain things. But if we were strangers, like, what would we be doing to each other? Like, if we were strangers right now, I'd be like, you know, like, well, I can't. I'm not trying to get canceled or anything like that. But like, if we were strangers on the street, and I had, you know, like, well,
Oh yeah, for
and
sure.
I have 10 in me, you know, so
Oh my
I'd be
God.
like,
I've
I'd be doing
literally
stuff.
ridden in the tail bed of a truck before, I've definitely shown my ass to somebody.
Yeah, but like,
Oh.
we're like,
Well,
what
I
an
grew up in a
amazing,
generation when you couldn't ride in the back of a truck, right?
what an amazing social experiment. They were like, let's let a bunch of New Yorkers and let a bunch of like Dubliners like look at each other in real time in a portal. And
Hold
like
on.
it's just a video camera.
Well, let's take a
Dubliners.
quick
An Irish smile is a real thing.
They probably
Dubliners.
they probably like waved hello at each other for like 30 seconds. And then it was just like middle fingers, crotch Xing, you
all
know,
right,
what I mean, like
I found the dick balloons. Hold on.
lifting up some titties, you know, like oh, it's like look at there's cops there. There's a close up later of cops. And they're not like arresting anybody either. They're not trying to stop the balloons. They're just like, you got to move. Oh yeah, they kept screaming at him. You can't park here. Like it was not like they weren't concerned about the balloons coming out of his truck. They kept yelling at him, "You can't park here."
It just shows
So
how
weird.
progressive they are in New York. They're like, look, we don't care that you got a truck full of balloon dicks, but you
Punch
just
it
can't
in,
be
look at him
here.
punching it.
Most of those cops are just like, "This is fun." This is the cops are like, I'm being recorded right now, and my kids are going to see this.
There's pictures of who's the pictures? They have faces of D. Alvin Bragg, Judge Juan Merchant, and
Marchon,
Special Counsel
Jack Smith, yeah.
Yeah.
Bunch
It's like,
of
yeah, I
fucking
got all the
losers.
dick
Fucking
balloons for myself.
hilarious.
Woo!
I love that.
Oh my
But yeah, I don't think
Go
they
bitches.
like.
I
I
love
don't in
it.
New York City. Can you just go? Can you go in New York City? Because like I think of New York
That was a
City as
U-Haul. They just literally rode up a U-Haul and opened the back of it.
yeah. I think of New
Yeah.
York City as like they're the ones like trying to put Trump in jail. They're anti-freedom, but then like then
Wow.
there's like a New Yorker that just like drives into the heart of New York City and like opens up a U-Haul full of
I
dick
think Trump
balloons.
support is universal. And I think in New York, there's a lot of New Yorkers that remember Giuliani and Trump. Like I said, I've always loved Trump because Trump has always been he's a staple in that city. There's people that you could never turn against. You could never turn them against him.
I like people that are themselves, even at their worst. And like
Mhm.
I don't know why like Robert Downey Jr. popped into my head for some
For a
reason.
second,
Like,
I thought you were going to say Hitler popped in your head, but keep going.
Hey,
Uh, are you reading my? No, I'm just kidding. No, it's like there's just like there's certain something about that like when you see a lion in the wilderness and it's just like doing horrible lion stuff. You're just like, okay,
It is what it is.
it is what it is. Think
It's
of
meant
that
to be.
dog.
What up, Mr. Jelly Bones?
Jelly Bones back in
Yeah,
business, working at me.
But yeah,
distracting everybody.
yeah, yeah. You just drive and like, no one's like they're more concerned about your blocking traffic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No one's really
Oh
concerned
yeah, they
about the
got
dick
some place to go.
balloons with
In
all
New
the
York, they have
faces.
some place to go. They don't give a fuck. That's the thing about New Yorkers. They just don't care. Except for the
Yeah, I kind of have
ones
like
that
a
do.
love-hate relationship with that. Like, yeah, because it's like they do. Yeah, it's
Maybe I should say Italians just don't care. And there's a lot of Italians in New York. Maybe that's it. I don't know.
just a lot of like hardened people that are used to living in close proximity to other people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
there's like
for
a certain
sure.
way you can go. Like you can become you can go crazy and leave, or you could just be like, yeah, I'm just gonna become
Yep.
hard and like even more hard and more oblivious to all the crazy people around me. And
Yep.
yeah, I saw some video today. I made a I was in some weird group, and there was like a video today of somebody like going crazy on a subway and then getting paying the price for going crazy in the subway. And I was just like, people don't need to live like this. Like you don't
Yeah.
need to live where every day,
Spread
twice a
out.
day, like you like think about it,
But if
just to
that's
kind of
where your job is, think about like relocating. Think if you just had to
well,
leave and
it's
find
like
a new place to live and you have to move all of your furniture and your dogs. Like even if it's an hour away, it's still
well, if you're a
expensive.
stockbroker making
Of
500K a year or
course.
whatever, it's like
Yeah.
you're kind of like you like kind of like there's a certain risk level you're willing to deal with. But it's like
Sure.
if you're on the subway twice a day to eke out a living with
Yeah.
crazy people that are fucking either
Crazy.
wielding their dicks or or like a samurai sword like on the subway, like you don't need to live like that. Like
And that's not even counting in the rats.
New
that's not
Yorkers,
you don't
though,
need to live like that.
I've been married to a couple of them, and I'll tell you right now, like they are proud people. Like they're like, I'm from New York.
Yeah, but
You
I'm
know what
just
I
like,
mean?
okay, but you're proud, but it's like,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
feel like if I
Sorry,
live where I
Messiah.
live, if I live where I live, but there's like, like a couple times a day, there's a chance that there's like crazy marauders coming through. I'll be like, I don't
Yeah,
know. Like,
I
I'm
know.
pretty proud of myself, but like that, yeah,
There was a homeless guy in my neighborhood the other day, and I
yeah,
was like on my walk where my little tiny grass neighbor. I was like, what are you doing here?
yeah.
What is this?
I guess it's weird. It's like, would you feel like really proud if your cortisol levels, like your stress levels, are going through the freaking roof every day because there's some homeless junkie like trying to kill some old lady on a subway, and that's the fastest way you can get home. Like you could
So
get
you
home
could
a
be
safer
pushed down
way.
and get raped like that. I couldn't imagine being a girl in New York. Like
Yeah, that's like
I see like they push them in between cars. I can't tell you how many times I've seen that on TikTok. I scroll past it like I don't try and look, but like sometimes that just throws down. And it's like there's some weird shit going
yeah.
on in
There's
New
a video
York.
in New York City where some dude walks up behind a woman, throws like a what looks like a tire tube around her neck, but like drags her between two cars, and just I guess
Oh
they
my
say
God.
there was like an
I'm glad
assault
you
at
saw it
Jeez.
too. Yeah, I'm glad
sexual
you saw
like
it too.
this is like in the
I saw that
middle of a fucking
the day.
neighborhood. This is not
Yeah.
in okay, yeah. For all you everybody out there, this is not happening in like, a farm in the corner of a farm with some redneck
Yeah.
hillbilly Christian hick. This is
No,
like
this is
happening
just
in
some
broad daylight.
monster walking down the street. Ugh.
Yeah, monsters like make asylums great again. And I know
Yeah.
that sounds like it, but like that, I
No.
post that under a lot of stuff, and it's like
We put our crazies
we
on the
really
street.
need to like. I'm not saying they need to be like 1950 style asylums, you know, where people are getting like tased all the time, whatever. I'm just
Yeah.
saying like we need to build. We have a lot of money in this country. Obviously, we have a lot of
Specifically in
money.
California, Jerry Brown put all the crazies on the street. He
Yeah, we need
literally
to.
shut them down.
It's all over the country. It's all over the country. I think in California maybe it's more dense because the weather and because population
Yeah.
centers, but like it can happen to you anywhere. You can be in Peoria and
Yeah.
there's a crazy person that has not been dealt with properly by the authorities and is literally like there are professional doctors that know this person is crazy and the person is literally just walking the streets, you know, able to maybe buy a gun, able to do anything, and everybody's just like, "Oh yeah, we know,"
Yeah.
and no one does. Yeah, it's just we need to we don't need to warehouse people anymore, like that, but we need to build some
There are some
buildings.
people that need to be warehoused. I
We
mean,
need
there
to
are
build some
some.
buildings and like, I mean, let's not warehouse them. Let's
If you
put
think
them in a
about the
room
people
and
that
give them
are
an
in
Xbox.
jail for just having like a small weed possession, and then you think about like Bill's poor sister who
Well, maybe
literally
the
died
maybe the
from mental
prison
illness on the
maybe the
street.
prison industrial complex will be like, we can make a lot of money off of loony bins.
Yes,
But
they
people get weird
could.
about that. People get weird about like incarcerating people that are
Crazy.
crazy because
Yeah,
people like it's real easy to
I
pluck at
know.
those heartstrings.
I know. Her ashes literally just got delivered the other day, and it's
But
so
like
sad.
if a
So
person,
sad.
if a person, like I saw a video today of like of some woman who was stopped at a gas station and I think the person that posted the video was like, why do people resist arrest? But
Oh,
she was just
I
like,
know.
she was at the gas station and I guess the cops had her and like they were just surrounding her. And she was clearly crazy. She was clearly mentally ill because she kept talking to them like she was going to just drive away from this. Like,
Situation.
like, like she kept telling them to leave her alone so many times that like I think she thought that they might just leave her alone and she could just drive away and go home and just have a nice day. But it's like, no, no, no. This is going to end with you getting wrestled and tased and then arrested. You have a record. You need an attorney, but you'll be out tomorrow
Yeah.
with
And
no
you'll
with
also be
no
on
with no.
Christopher's watch view history.
Yeah, yeah, you will be. Yeah, you will be. I will be. I'll see. I've seen your video, but like you'll be out on the street tomorrow too,
Yeah.
like
No one cares.
unmedicated. Just
Bill's sister literally stole a car, like at gunpoint, out the next day. She assaulted so many people. Like the day that she died, she had literally assaulted somebody on the streets. There's record of it. It's
That's
crazy.
crazy.
They just keep releasing them when she's clearly crazy. There's such a medical record showing the insanity and the medication that needed to be given. And I understand, like, it's not their problem, but I mean, what do you do when they're just,
you just need like
a
tons of
full-grown person
buildings. You
that's,
need like tons of buildings, tons of padded rooms,
yeah, so
and tons
sad.
of medical professionals to like take care of these poor souls. And
There's
I don't know.
no,
Instead of
there's,
that, we're like buying weapons for Ukrainians to get their asses kicked.
Isn't there a lot of
and
buildings? I'm sorry, recent construction that they can't lease or rent out or sell?
Oh,
Why not?
there's like a crazy. This is something that doesn't get a lot of coverage, but like the amount of commercial real estate in the United States of America that is empty right now, that's
Yes,
not
that
being
could be
leased. Like
used.
it's like a crazy number, or it's like a very high number historically. There are I've seen articles where they've certain cities have done like incentive programs to turn office buildings into like livable spaces, like condos. And
There you go.
I think that's
not
like
just office
that's great.
buildings. There's
Yeah, do
that,
it.
there's that menu. There was a guy on TikTok who he lives in this huge like high rise, and he noticed that like in the hallways there's like menus, like no one's picking them up. Like the entire building was empty.
Yeah,
That's
there was
eerie.
there was a weird time
Yeah.
in COVID, like kind of late lockdown period where I was traveling and you'd go to hotels and they had like the tape seals on the doors to like where like this room has been sanitized, whatever. You'd be in a room and every other room on the floor would have the tape seal still, like every day.
Yeah.
Mm,
Like I might be the only person on this floor of this hotel.
Yeah.
like
Yep.
awesome.
Yeah. His entire unit, and he filmed it for like a long time, and the whole building was just literally empty.
But yeah, it's just we have a serious mental health problem in America. Um, I wouldn't even get into why it's exploding the way it is, but it's like we need space, we need rooms, we need a lot of square footage for these people to because I don't think we have our society doesn't have the answers.
No.
We
And
don't
if
have
they
the
did, they're
answers
not
and
willing to like fund it, right? The
or
funding is
like
going somewhere else,
or
Thanks,
it's
somewhere
obviously.
like,
else.
you're going to have a certain percentage of Americans that are just so nice that they'll take a foster child in or like somebody in, but it's like
Mm.
we have so many crazy people that you can't expect like every household in America to take like two crazy people in to like keep an eye on them. You got to like start building warehouses for these folks. And like, I'm sorry, but or you might have like crazy shit happening on your streets like at any given moment.
Yes, that's my fear. That
Or
we're
you're like these
that's
people are like getting because you're not doing anything. They're just getting driver's licenses and they're driving around. They're getting into road rage incidents.
they're
They're
getting
like,
electoral college votes.
yeah, they're like babysitting. They're just like because like we walk around with this idea that like
Wait, are they doing
obvious
all this while babysitting vote fraud and getting into a high speed car chase? Because that'd be some shit, man.
These illegals, I tell you.
we have an idea that like we have like that. Well, the authorities are like like they're like obviously they're like getting the crazy people off the streets, right? Like the
Yeah.
maybe not everybody, but they're getting the obvious crazy people off the streets, right? No, they're not. Not even close. They're like they're
No, they're
trying they're
funneling
trying their
fentanyl
best.
into our system so that the
Yeah.
crazy people are just medicating themselves and dying in buildings
They're
and
trying their
just
best
showing
to
up
keep them
dead.
segregated from like productive people, but at some in some areas they just can't. And it's just like all like they're at your mall,
Hello,
like
San Francisco.
crazy
How
they're
many
everywhere.
people are showing up with fentanyl, whatever related deaths in these cities, like like California specifically, you know? We just spent $11 billion on a bridge to nowhere.
Yeah, this
Or
fentanyl's whack, because like people can't party like they used to.
yeah,
It's not fair.
no.
I mean, it's an interesting way to curb drug use, you
It's
know,
not
Yeah,
curbing it though, I don't think. If you think about
contaminate
the
the
death,
entire
I
pool.
think it will. I think it will because now you don't have a generation of parents saying just say no. You're just like, son, like let me show you this
right?
video. Let me show you this video of this high school football quarterback all-star who like went to a party and is dead. It's
Yeah.
like
How are you gonna have an adult
you
son
don't
that
have
is a
to show him
college
like
graduate that is so gifted and he doesn't care? He's like, I know I shouldn't tell you this, but when I was doing coke, I'm like, why are you doing coke? Like, are you retarded? It's crazy. It's crazy. It's 2024. Like, why would anyone be doing drugs? Why would anyone be doing drugs in 2024? Like,
yeah, if you
stop
don't if you
it.
don't have like if you haven't bought like all the tester kits on Amazon, like,
What are you doing?
bro, I party responsibly. I test all my coke.
I'm not an
Like
amateur.
Ugh,
like I bought these Amazon brand uh
Madon.
fentanyl test strips. Bro, don't be an amateur, bro.
If you wonder why my hair is gray, that's why. Oh my God. Cocaine.
No, but there's like a
The
whole
cocaine
like
cowboys.
generate like of parents now that are telling their kids like this is like I'm sorry. Like I'm like I'm sorry you can't just like have a good time.
Yeah.
But there are some evil sick forces in the world that
Don't care.
yeah,
Yeah.
like they want you to have a good time, but they don't really care if you die. It's
Yeah.
not really
At all.
it's not really a big deal. Like
Nope. That's the
yeah.
thing that people say. Why would they kill their customers? Are you fucking kidding me right now?
Yeah.
Ugh, it's crazy.
Well, I mean, to be honest with you though, like in the like the cartels are thinking like, ooh, we can't have these. We gotta like find
Yeah, but
some
they
way to
put their
regulate.
name on it, but then they sell it to somebody
No,
who doesn't have a problem with cutting it.
it's funny
Like
to like think
it's the
that drug
cutting.
like there's like people like us and like Adam Carolla, they're just like we got to stop these government regulations, but then there's like cartels that are just like we got to put some regulations out there. Like,
Everything's upside down,
We
man.
need
Everything.
regulations. We need regulations
Yeah.
on the fentanyl content.
So bad. Yeah. Yep.
Never did I. Oh my. It's an interesting timeline we're living in. I'll say that.
Yeah, I wish I could go back in time to just. I mean, well, number one is bring back guns and dominate, but like I wish I could go back in time and just like
Guns never
well,
left, bruh.
if let's say the time machine I bought wouldn't allow to bring back guns
Okay.
and dominate.
Okay.
Okay, so I'd still probably want to go back to the time machine, but just maybe to experiment, to like experience, like, did they feel the same thing, in the 50s or the 1800s,
Well,
early industrial? Did they feel the same thing about like, oh my God, like shit's getting out of control? Like,
I
like
think they
my
did.
kids used to just want to play out in the yard. Now they want to work at the mill for 20 hours a day and as child labor for 20 cents, like so they could buy a wooden circle that they could spin with a stick, or I don't know. Like there's always been something. It's part of the human condition that it's like,
Yeah. These kids and their rock and roll music,
yeah.
all the things. Yeah.
So again, like if I go back in time and I can't bring guns to take over, then I would
Yeah.
want to go back in time just to kind of, like feel like how they felt.
I personally wouldn't want to just because everything back then was so. I don't know what it was, but I know it probably wasn't well. So, I mean, it wasn't good. So, I don't
Yeah, I
know,
mean, you could
man.
always go back in time and then you like, like just by terrible luck, they'd be like, oh, like you wake up and you're just like, oh, man, it's 1822.
Yeah.
And then like, but like all this, there's like a bunch of pilgrims like yelling witch, like pointing at you.
It's like, oh, what?
Like, oh, wait. You're just like, oh no, I want to go back to my regular time.
Oh,
I mean, you know this feeling, Quan. Oh, she had to leave when I made a witch joke. That's fine. Whatever.
well, I mean, it happens.
But you could go back in time and then you're being accused of being a witch.
Yeah.
I'm accused of that daily.
Yeah,
So
we're yesterday.
yeah, that's not new. It's
Well,
fine.
I actually been wanting to ask you what you think about the kicker from Kansas City that told ladies to get back into the kitchen, make them a sandwich,
I make sandwiches
or that they
every
should remain
day.
there. What exactly is it that this man remarked upon that got everyone so pissed off at?
Well,
That's
there's
I
what he
didn't listen,
said.
but that was my take. Yeah, exactly. I only
There's,
heard like the interpreted part from the
yeah, there's what
lady
he
who.
said, and there's what people heard.
What? What? All right. So what did he say?
On a scale of 0 to 10 in the like feminazi should be offended category, like he probably said like a 7.
Uh-huh.
Or no, I'm sorry. He probably said like a 3, but what people heard was a 7 or an 8,
Gotcha.
or like
Yeah.
11. Like, because I saw some commentary like, oh, he just wants us in the kitchen barefoots, like pushing out babies. Like, that is graphic.
Yeah.
Because like you can only push out a baby like every 9 months. Like, so it's like
Sure.
there's a lot of time in between to like in
Make
between the pushing out
sandwiches.
of babies to like fill time. Like maybe you should be knitting during that time. I don't know. But like
I'm just
just like
yeah.
really heard some crazy things that he said. And I think that he spoke ineloquently
Uh-huh.
for a mass audience. Perfectly fine for that audience of, very small, but like for a, mass media,
Uh-huh.
maybe, yeah, maybe if you thought it was going to be all over the place, you would choose the words, phrases differently. But again, whatever.
For the Catholic school that he was speaking to.
Yeah, they give him a standing O.
That would be their values. And
They give him a standing ovation.
I think two things can exist at once. I mean, I think that there can be women that enjoy taking care of their husbands and their house and not having to work outside of the home. I mean, that's a whole different set of things that have to exist. Like, I don't
I
I
really
don't
try to.
know.
I have feelings, about this. I have opinions, but I really do try to come at this from like not a right and wrong type of thing. It's just like this is what is, and like people are confused and people are
What is?
unhappy. When people are unhappy, or they're confused, or they're confused that makes them unhappy, or vice versa. I'm not sure which comes first, but like they start searching for something and they start kind of like going back to like real basic stuff, like real old fashioned stuff. Like, oh my great great grandparents look happy in this old black and white photo. Maybe they weren't like, but they looked. And maybe there's something true to it. Maybe there's a
Well,
lore to it.
the Industrial Revolution made it so that our government wanted two people to tax in a household. At the end of the day, that's the bottom line. Government
Well, yeah, there's a
wanted
lot of theories about.
two
Yeah, we've
people to tax in a household, and now they have that. And some women have this thing inside of them that is nurturing, that wants to be what society now
yeah,
says is so gross. Like, you're disgusting
it's
if you take
it's
care of your
conf
husband or put them first or have values that make a man whatever. It's like
I
so many
think
women have
that
thoughts about that.
part of
Which,
it
and
is
I think
that
that women like that don't have thoughts about the other way. We're not thinking, oh, they work and they don't care about, like, no one's thinking that. Never had a thought about a woman who's busting her ass doing her
I think it's
best.
all bad because I think that people, many women, many men that, are just kind of think like women, or like just think it's just very backwards. I don't know. It's just they think it's very backwards. They are offended by it. Um, I don't know. It's just
Offended by women making sandwiches or not making sandwiches.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe
Like,
it's like part of like not like being told what to do, or yeah, I don't
Or
know. I'm
what
but
trying to
it's
not to
not
say.
even
do.
being told what to do. That's the thing. Like, they think that men are like, oh, make me a sandwich. But if you are a masculine man and you're leading your family through Christ and through finances and through, like, just know what the fuck is going on, you will have a feminine wife that wants to do those things for you. I think that we've lost that at some level. Like, women feel like they have to fight their husbands all the time. Like, I don't understand it, but it is a thing. I know it's a thing because I have a lot of female friends that it's a
Yeah.
thing
Yeah, it's like a lot of mixed messages coming from society. And I think it's
for
like
sure.
we've reached a point in our society where
This
women are
experiment has
now,
run its
well, women are
course.
now 60% of college students.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like soon enough will be more than 50% of doctors in the country. And it's like,
Yes.
but we're kind of reaching a point where it's like, okay.
Yeah.
But
Look,
it comes down to like happiness levels. And
Hmm.
I'm fine. I don't really have a problem. Like I really just I kind of come from a generation where it's like you don't care about that shit. Like you don't really care if your doctor, like if you care
it's
about your
nothing.
doctor or whatever, being a woman or a man, you're kind of a pussy. Like you need
Yeah.
to, like
That's so
that's like my
weird.
generation. So it's like I don't really think about that stuff, but I guess some people
Yeah.
do, and
Or maybe
women are
they
doing
don't.
really
Maybe we're just being
well.
told that we should. I don't know.
But it's
Because I
like
feel like everybody's just kind of coexisting. You know what I
remember
mean?
a few weeks ago, maybe more, maybe a month or two ago, there was like a bunch of news stories for a week about how in the happiness rankings of countries around the world, like America had dropped out of the top 10. So I think about
Yeah.
these things and like the Harrison Butker, the kicker speech,
Hmm.
right? What he's saying to people, what they're standing up and clapping for, what other people are getting really mad about. And I think about in the context of like what's else is going on in our society. And like, it was just like everybody, y'all forget like a few weeks ago, we were talking about how America, for the first time in however many years, fell out of the top 10 of like happiness rankings for people around the world. And like people in fucking little, like, sorry, I'm trying, people in smaller countries are happier than us. And like people in smaller countries that have no power over this world are just like complete passengers are happier than us.
Hmm.
Yes.
So I think that this is happening. Like he's saying these things and it's
Trying to
being
wake
heard.
people up.
It's being heard by people who are not happy. They're not happy that they're 30 and they've been doing whatever they've been told and they're kicking ass in their career, but they're just like alone every night.
Hmm.
Yeah.
So and I can speak to this a little bit because, my path back to Christianity or just kind of back to my faith was like, I like to party
You
and I like to do things my way. I just like to party. I just like,
like to party
that's
with
just,
Christ by your side?
no, I like to party on my own, like to make myself happy. But then I've got this sister that's like really devoted and like really faithful. And like, she just always happier than me. It's like,
I'm missing something. She
I'm
must know
just
what
like,
it is.
what kind of beer is she drinking? She's not drinking any. What the flip is going on? Like what?
That crazy
It's like,
bitch.
so it's
It's
like,
gratitude. It's gratitude. You just gotta be
so
grateful for all
like,
the things that surround you.
so I
That's
think
the
that
key to happiness.
my point is that like you have like a ton of unhappy people out there and they see people that are like smiling and happy. And it's like, it looks kind of weird because like, oh, he is got a job and his wife doesn't have a job. And she stays. It's like weird to us and our weird, and like we're the weirdos, America, by the way, because everybody around the world is like totally down with this guy.
Yeah.
For sure.
Like they're not as evolved, air quote evolved as us, and they're also not as unhappy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know?
I saw a thing like, what would you bring to like the New World Order? Like, do you have like a skill or like what would you bring? Like, I can make socks. I can make socks. I can knit socks.
How
Like
about
that's a
you could just
thing.
say, you should just say,
That's
I
a
can
fucking
knit.
thing. I can knit. Like
There you
that's a
go.
thing. Like
Yeah,
a
it
lot
is.
of
Yeah,
people can't. There's like, what are you doing? Like, what are you bringing to the New World Order? Like, I don't know. Maybe that's a thing at some point. I don't know. I don't know.
yeah.
But
I
the
don't
powers that be, the
Oh.
people that have set all this thing in place, they're like, no, we've sold everybody on this lifestyle. We got to keep it going. So let's villainize this person for,
Yeah, I really like again.
speaking
I'm trying just to
against.
look at it as like right or
know.
wrong, even though I'm like on one side. I try to really like empathize with people and be like and try to understand where they're coming from.
Yeah.
But I think there's a lot of unhappy people out there that
So many.
and I'm not
They're
just talking
never
about
gonna be
women.
happy.
I'm talking about men, like because women, the joke is
More.
like all the incels out there, and whatever. It's like there's a lot of unhappy dudes out there, a lot of unhappy women. I don't like it. I don't like it.
Hmm.
I want
So many
people see
people are
people
unhappy.
happy because I think like Adam Carolla says, like uh, one of the things that got me into Adam Carolla in the beginning was like he wanted a family and education and he wanted people
Right.
to get out
Yeah.
of poverty, get out of like a life of crime
Yep.
for them, but also because I don't really want to get carjacked.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's like a pragmatism to this. Like I really love to see people happy. And maybe part of the reason is because like I know that happy people aren't going to try to like, like take advantage of my kids
Hmm.
when I'm gone or, me or, just create havoc in this world and try to
Hear me out
destroy
on
things.
this. I
Yeah.
wonder if, like, I know that we see things that happen, but like the exaggeration that we've seen in the news, like we see, like it's made to, let me just say this. When I leave my house, which is not often, I will grant you that, but when I leave my house, everybody looks happy. Everybody looks like they're just living their lives. I see kids playing soccer. I see parents waiting for the kids to get out of school. I see boys on these fancy little scooters scooting around and doing boy stuff. And I just think, like you said, in your neighborhood, little indie kids dropping F-bombs. Like, I
Yeah,
just
they
see
are.
kind of people just happy. Like, I'm not really seeing the stuff that they tell me that I need to be upset about. And I just wonder, like, how much of life is like just like are we bumming ourselves out,
Yeah,
like
we
I
are.
you know
think
what I
that,
mean?
Everyone's
yeah,
conditioned to be
probably at
apathetic and depressed.
some,
Yeah.
I think that by the nature of like the three of us, sometimes four of
Mhm.
us and our happy hour crew,
Oh,
like we all have
Robbie.
like we all have we don't live in the same place.
Yeah.
Like you can see by my background, like Manny's background is on fire, but like yours,
Yeah.
like
I'm
Constantly.
having to use
like
like my
we're
whole
free
like
on Friday
soul to keep this
nights.
puppy.
Like
Yeah.
we're not going to be work on Friday nights. We got computers, we
No.
got homes and roofs and
I can be
internet and all that stuff.
hungover tomorrow. I can order ramen. Like my life
It's like I
is
don't.
easy.
Uh, I hope I'm average, but I get the sense that maybe I'm not average, and there's a lot of people out there that are a lot more worried about stuff than I am. And
Mhm.
I'm actually very worried about like because to me it's not like a money thing. It's more of like a legal freedom, like
Your
human
kids,
thing. Like I'm very worried about my kids and their freedom and
what
their
they're
future and
learning in school.
what they're learning, or just like what will their level of freedom be in 30, 40 years? Like, what will their level of freedom be? Like, what will
I
they
mean,
be
I feel
allowed to
like mine will
say?
never be able to buy a house. Like they're 29 and 27. I feel like they're never going to be able to
I mean, if things are
achieve
more,
that American dream.
if they don't make enough money and they can't afford this or that, that's one thing. It's more
Yeah.
about like, and that's a big part of freedom is like affordability, but like more, it's like, are they going to get in trouble? Are they going to get fired for saying that like Christ is king? Are they going to get like, are they going to keep that kind of like keep their church going to church secret, for
Yeah,
promotions? Are they going to like, yeah, that's the kind of thing I'm a little bit more worried about, even like maybe paranoid about, like maybe a
for
little bit
sure.
more too worried. But I feel like if I'm a little bit over worried about that kind of thing, that's okay because that's also
As long as
part of
you're
the
keeping
human
an eye on what
condition.
they're
Like
learn. Yeah, for sure.
having maybe like irrational concerns about your children's
I think it
safety.
means that
It's like
your kids are going to be okay, specifically. You know what I mean? Like maybe in the same environment where a parent doesn't think about these things. And Corolla said that too. Like the fact that you care about it and that you're thinking about it kind of ensures that your children will be
yeah.
brought up around it, or on the
So yeah, I'm
outside.
worried about that kind of stuff. That's kind of what drives me. It's like I
Good.
don't really need a lot. I'm fine.
You have
I
souls that
grew up in a
depend on
generation.
you.
It's like if I got
Four.
firecrackers and things to blow up, I'm good. If I got like firewood, it's
Yeah.
awesome.
Stuff to smoke,
Yeah, meat to smoke, that is.
meat to smoke.
But like, yeah, I want my kids to be just as free. I want them to be more free.
Mhm.
Heck yeah. Well, raise them to want that. Raise them to understand what freedom means.
I would like
Yeah.
something simple. Like I would like my children, like this is a weird thing for any like early American to say. I would like my children to be free from a law that requires them to buy health insurance from Cigna or or whatever Humana.
Right.
See
You know what
that
I mean?
thing in there that said
Like it'd be cool if
this
like
week
my children like it'd be cool if like we lived in a country where you weren't required to buy health insurance from a corporation
yeah,
because you are like you get fined if you don't you're gonna get fined.
yeah.
It's technically illegal not to buy
Yep.
health insurance from one of these major companies.
Thanks,
Thanks,
Obama.
Obama.
Yeah,
Manny.
is that weird to say?
No, it is
Like your
a
kid,
hundred
like
percent Obamacare. It
congratulations,
made it.
son, you're 18. You
Hurry up and get yourself some health
you
insurance or you
are
get fined.
you are
My son's tax issues that he's been so worried about are because of some fucking healthcare thing that he decided that Obama said that he had to have and he signed up
yeah,
for
man,
it.
fuck these people. Fuck these people. I
Oh,
mean,
it's
I'm like,
so horrible. He's like so worried about this little tiny amount of money that the government says he owes for some insurance that he never used. So sad.
people need to teach their children to hate
The
these
government.
people more than they do, like with
Yeah.
a passion, like
Yeah, we don't
within
hate them
legal
enough.
bounds. Like, don't do anything wrong. Don't just, but just carry
Uh,
the hate for these freedom hating
yeah.
commie scumbags that do nothing but like make laws to make you do things that they think is good.
Yeah.
Man,
Yes.
there's a t-shirt. I think there's
Oh my
yeah, it's like
God.
if
I just
if
posted
my
them
if the
and I
founding
want
fathers
it
came
so
back to be
bad.
stacking body bags. It's hilarious.
If the
It's
fathers found,
embarrassing.
if the
It's
founding
like
fathers came back, they
so
would also smell pretty bad. So let's just,
we are
yeah.
so far gone from any kind of like natural law type of freedom.
Hmm.
I want to
Man.
be alive.
It was awesome when Obama signed Obamacare and like all the healthcare stocks went skyrocketing. Like, oh,
Uh-huh.
what a coincidence.
Students. Yeah, but Biden's in debt, even though they all make all the
Oh yeah,
millions off of all the things.
How
It's
does
so
somebody get
ridiculous.
interesting
into debt
story.
for that amount?
So
Well, you
interesting.
make it. This is an interesting story because they spun it in a way where to make him seem like a, just like a
One
steel
of
worker.
us.
He's
Yeah.
like, he just got laid off.
Mm.
He was building a, you know, he just got laid off by Elon Musk.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
But like, he just has a mortgage. So it's like anybody that's a mortgage is technically in debt up to
Yeah.
their eyeballs. Like, and if you have, most people that have a mortgage, if like you lost your job and didn't have a job for a year, you'd be, things would be
God
bad,
bless you.
you know.
Yeah.
Hmm.
But you wouldn't have a mortgage anymore. Let's put it that way. But yeah, they try to make him out to that. But it's like part of the reason also is because he's put all these books that no one wants to buy. It's like the Clintons put out books and people scarf them up and they're
Right.
profitable. Like the Obamas put out books, they're profitable, but nobody wants to buy Joe Biden's books.
Come on, man.
Why? Because like Uncle Joe, no one cares. Because they're all going to be inauthentic. There's going to be nothing in there.
In my
There's no
opinion,
juice, and he's disgusting. Like it's weird. It's a
in
weird
my
mix
opinion,
of
I don't
them.
think that these book sales were organic in the first place. So I think when Hillary and Obama sold out a bunch of books, it was because there was institutions that bought all these books. It wasn't just like average Joe on the street buying the book. It was like institutions buying these books to put them
And the
on.
girls that were with her, they were with her, right?
Oh yeah.
I feel like I hate like that was the craziest part of my life. Like, how are you with her?
TDS.
Before that, I hated her way before Trump was ever even a
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I
category.
did too. I did too. I really like
Yeah.
the weird like there was a weird point in the 90s, maybe early 2000s where she went from being like the kind of like president's wife, first lady that no one really liked that much to like all of a sudden she's in New York and she's going to be a senator,
Hmm.
Yeah.
like shoe in. Oh, JFK Jr.
Yeah.
died. Remember JFK Jr. died in a plane crash when
Yes,
because
I do.
he was gonna be the senator from New York, but
See, there was like a
yeah,
lot of
John
stuff
F.
like in
Kennedy
the back
Jr.
of
died in a
magazines
plane
back in the
crash.
day. Mm.
He died in a plane crash, and dang, Hillary Clinton became the senator from New York. Weird.
Yeah.
Because I don't
Yeah.
know, maybe she would have done well against this really super
And
handsome bachelor JFK
mhm.
Jr.
Her and Huma
Maybe,
and Wiener. Yeah.
maybe she would have beaten him, but maybe like this super charismatic, good looking guy with the
The
Kennedy name would
best.
have like destroyed
Yeah.
her. But yeah, he died in a plane crash and then she became
Yeah.
a senator. It's like that was real dodgy because I was like, I remember learning about carpetbaggers and
Yep.
elementary, middle school history
Yeah.
about like our early Civil War, early politics, and like
Yes. I watched Gone with the Wind.
I remember carpetbaggers are bad,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
If you're growing up in the
Yes.
80s and you're learning about that stuff and like carpetbaggers are bad. Like people that move to
Yeah.
another place to like win an election
Yep.
because they're not popular where they grew up is like that's bad.
Yes.
I never knew
Yes.
that's what the definition of a
Oh yeah,
carpetbagger
yeah, yeah. That was like
was.
a big that was a theme in like if you grew up in the 70s, 80s, elementary, middle school, like carpetbaggers was like a term
Thing. Yeah.
in like when you learned about politics and like early American politics.
It'd be a good name for a baseball team.
Yeah, and it was very bad. It probably was at some point.
Yeah, I'm
In all
sure.
seriousness, like it's the Washington D.C. Carpetbaggers, your favorite
Yeah.
team. Like, then like that's like no, we hate them. Yeah, that was like a big term. So it's like really
Yeah.
bad to be and and like when I was a teenager, like maybe another term would be poser.
Right.
Like to be a
Yeah.
poser was like they don't say that word anymore. Like my son probably doesn't know what it means, but it's like if you were called a poser when I was in like 1985, like middle, like eighth grade, it's like that was a death sentence to be a poser.
Yeah. For sure.
All credibility instantly withdrawn.
Like if you showed up,
Yeah.
you
Called
showed
into
up,
question.
if you showed up on Monday with like a bunch of like, like Quicksilver, like skateboard gear, but like Friday, you weren't, you don't have a
Yeah.
skateboard Friday, but like you have a brand new skateboard, like brand new Quicksilver gear, like Monday, like everybody's just like, you're a fucking poser, man. Like you
Haters.
get beat up. You get beat up for
You
that
could
shit.
never evolve as
Yeah.
in the 70s and 80s. You could never evolve. You
Your
could
parents could
never change.
your parents
Whatever
could
you were,
buy
you were.
yeah, your parents could buy you a fucking ATV, a speedboat. You were gonna be a poser
Yeah.
and you were dead.
It was the
I'm not
worst.
sure where I
Well,
was
that
going
was
with this,
bullying.
but
That was the heart of bullying.
it was deserved. Like, yeah, like you don't overnighter was another thing. I had a friend that did that. Like we were skate, we were like we were dudes, and like all of a sudden started listening to Erasure over one summer. You know, I'm talking about Erasure and like
Yeah.
Yes. No,
Yeah.
yeah, not
Yeah.
Yes. There's another band like
Genesis.
not Erasure, but like
Me too.
Yaz. Look it up, people. Yaz.
Why'd your friend all of a sudden get into
I
this type
don't
of
know, but
music?
then he's got all of a sudden he's got like one side of his head shaved real short, and the other side's real long and flapped over. It's like, what? You're out. I don't want to talk to you
Happened to
anymore.
me. I shaved my head one summer.
Yeah, you're
Well,
gone.
mine was Rage Against My Mom, but yeah, same. It's like a machine, but motherly.
Yeah, I was like, oh man, you're an overnighter, you're a poser. Like, kind of to
Yeah.
part. I know we've been friends since we could speak, but we're going to part ways, my
Mhm.
brother.
Poser.
Like, good luck with you and your
poser.
fucking electronic music, but I'm gonna fucking start like
Your
I'm gonna.
OMD. Remember OMD?
I'm gonna
I
go,
bet you all the money in Quana's purse that this is all tied to a woman that he met, and it was like, I want to sleep with this woman.
maybe. Yeah, that's what it was. It was probably it's a woman's fault always. Yeah. These
Obviously
seductresses.
disgusting bitches.
These no, not
Shoes and
I wouldn't
bears.
use that word, but it's like, you have some plans. But yeah, that was I remember that my friend Mike. Yeah, started listening to Erasure and like got a weird haircut. Started
Always
like
some dude named
shopping
Mike
at
too.
started shopping at Benetton.
Son of a bitch.
Son of a Benetton.
Like loose t-shirts,
Yeah.
like the real yeah, it was like a
Oh yeah.
AIDS were also like AIDS were also real weird. I'll give people that. Like it was a great time, but it was also there were some weirdos. There was like weird clothes that would change color when you sweat. Remember that stuff?
Oh,
Like
yeah. I do.
like it's unnecessary, totally unnecessary.
Yeah. No, for sure.
Like if anybody went back and was like, "What is the most unnecessary thing that humans have ever done?" It's like we made
So
clothes that change
uncomfortable.
colors when you got sweaty, when you got hot. What was that stuff called too?
Give me a second.
It's like I understand you make a t-shirt that lasts forever, but like a t-shirt that changes purple when you get sweaty.
Where are
like
they right now too? Because you imagine they have some sort of nuclear thing in them that they are lasting forever, right?
I wonder. Yeah,
Like
that's
from
what like.
landfill.
Was it called Hypercolor?
Yeah, that sounds right. Those are all our
It's-
Gen X friends that had cancer and died.
Oh no.
I don't know what caused it.
Wow.
I don't know. Who knows? Luck of the
They're
draw.
like a not so ugly cousin of a tie-dye shirt, from what I'm seeing.
Yeah, it was like tie dye, but it would change. Like
Yeah.
it would just be like a blue sweatshirt or a blue shirt, but then like work out a little bit and it would turn
Yeah, I
like
get-
stripes.
Bright red in your pits.
It's like stripes.
This is weird, man. This is like this weird current trend with the jeans that look like people peed themselves or whatever. That's going on lately. Have you seen that stuff?
I have seen that. Yep.
But anyway, we got to this topic because we were on Joe Biden and his debt because of the books that he's trying to peddle, well, that he can't.
Yeah. What? Oh, poor Joe.
Yeah, his credibility
Poor
was
Joe.
called into question. Street cred.
I think I'm pretty happy about that. I think those stories are hilarious, and I'm not that he's gonna die in prison or like in a ditch, poor, like
Mhm.
starved to death or anything like that. But
No.
I don't know. I just find it.
I think it's fake. I
it's-
think the whole
it's-
thing is fake. And with all the money, I mean, Hunter Biden, Burisma, all of the things, slide it over for the big guy. Are you kidding me right now? He's in debt. Shut the fuck up.
I just think it's
fuck up.
as much as I enjoy it, the bullshit of it, like the Obamas must be like, Yeah. Yes. Yes.
Big Mike's like this.
Because yeah, like Obama's just like, you want to call me clean and well spoken? Yes, I will destroy you. I'll make you president,
Yeah.
who is the worst president ever. Because because Obama's like, I don't really care about this country. Who gives a shit about this? I'm doing, he's doing fine. But it's like, he's just like, I will just, you call me clean and well spoken, I will destroy you. I will make you president. I will put all my support behind you. And then I'll let you I'll let you as your vice president, I'll let you be corrupt in Ukraine and let your son have a job working for some Ukrainian company. I'll look past it because I know that at some point it's all going to catch up with you. And they're going to be writing news stories about how you're $815,000 in debt. You got no
Yeah.
prospects. No one wants to
Yeah.
read your fucking books.
Yeah.
You and your doctor wife who have
The
ghostwritten books. No one wants
doctor.
to buy them. Like the publishing companies that usually are in on this grift, who are usually
Yeah.
willing to like give the Obamas and the Clintons and even the Bushes like tons of money to write
Right.
books. They're
Should.
just like, no, no one wants to buy your books. No one,
Yeah.
everybody hates you. We're not even going to give you money anymore for these
Yeah.
bullshit book deals. Yeah, I got
It's
to
like
think
for
the
how
Obamas are
much
just
Trump
loving it.
should hate Mike Pence. I feel like Obama does hate our
Joe Biden.
president. Biden. Yeah, like
Yeah,
that.
I think there's
But he's
some.
like, he's on the down low. He keeps it on the down low. Right.
I mean, this is all obviously conjecture, but there's something weird about how like the the Obama people are running Joe Biden's presidency, and they're not really doing it that great.
Yeah.
Like they're doing a pretty shitty job, and
Is it
maybe they're
because they're
just
over that
incompetent.
position already?
Maybe they're incompetent, or maybe they're just like maybe they're actually doing fine because they're all getting rich.
Yeah. Yeah, they are.
They're all doing fine. Like they're
So are
all
you
like
telling me that it's planned incompetency to look the part? That's part of the plan?
maybe. I think it's kind of like a if you don't care,
Right.
Yeah,
like you can get away with all you like you can
sure.
yeah, like if you just don't care, like most people when they come up with a plan, they care about how it looks. But if you kind of don't care, like
That's gotta
this is
be
like an
it. Like
incredible
how
like
they must
liberation.
not care.
Yeah, that's like a whew. I mean, that's like the definition of a psychopath or a sociopath. If you don't care,
Yeah,
if you don't
it's
care about
on.
anything, you can like
It's
rip
on.
off a bunch of senior citizens and make a living. Like you can like bilk senior citizens out of a living. If you don't care, like you can do all kinds of it's very liberating.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, set their income and then raise the price of food to where they can't afford it. Like it's just
Yeah, but
unreal.
I'm a little joking. That's just but I do think like Barack Obama's gotta be like, man, this is going so bad for Joe.
Yeah. Well, hopefully.
Like that, like he's gotta be like chuckling. Like, I'm
From
fine.
your mouth to God's ears.
Like somebody
Like,
bring me some more
true.
brie cheese and some champagne.
Yeah.
Like this is going so bad for Joe Biden. This is
Yeah.
hilarious. I'm
So
fine. I mean,
bad.
I'm totally insulated from any of this disaster. Like,
Mhm.
the world
Even
loves
with the
like the
dead chef in
UN,
my
like,
lake, even with the
yeah,
dead chef in my lake, I'm still fine.
yeah, if like the US collapsed, like Obama's just like, oh, the UN will just make me the chairman. Like
Yeah.
they love me. Like the rest of the world loves me.
I'll
I don't
get
care.
another Nobel Peace Prize.
Yeah. Or maybe not. Maybe the world is on to it. I don't know. Like just because a bunch of Americans got fooled by that stuff doesn't mean the world hasn't. Because I don't know that the world was very friendly to Barack Obama. Like Americans bought into that myth or legend, but like Russia was
Right.
just like, oh, okay, that's great. You guys got a black president and all that. We're gonna go ahead and take Crimea
Yeah, that's true.
because he's not gonna do anything about. I mean, he's gonna like talk about like we're
Mm-hmm.
just gonna
Yeah.
take it. But
Yeah.
okay, congratulations on your progress, everybody. You all over there, like you are some enlightened people. You are
Yeah. I don't think
so
anyone cares about our enlightenment.
yeah. They're. I think they're at this point. The rest of the world is using it. Like
Yeah.
they're just like these people are such suckers. if you just send them a video of like starving kids or like a blown up building, they will send you millions of dollars.
You see the other videos of the not starving kids or blown up buildings, no one cares. Like they act like those videos do not exist. Like,
And I think at this point, like the whole world is just like kind of ripping not they're not ripping us off. They're ripping our children's children off because
Mm.
we're at the point where we're just borrowing so much
yeah,
money that like it's at this
Never
point
gonna be paid back.
we're paying off college loans of 30, 40-year olds
Uh-huh.
with the promise of their grandchildren will one day
Make a dent.
yeah,
be
make a
18 and
dent.
work and start paying into that FICA, into that
One of the
FICO,
millionaires spoke and
and
he
start
said
paying into
that
that. Yeah.
his 8 billion or 11 billion that he paid, that if him and like a couple other people paid into that, whatever, they there would be no taxes for anybody, no state, no
I
federal.
don't, I don't believe that because I believe that part of the human condition is like more.
You should pay in. But I feel
No,
like
it's
you
just,
should
it's
have
just,
some
it,
skin in the game
part of the
too.
human condition is like people want to pay in what they feel is as little as possible.
Hmm.
Yeah.
And the people that are in control of all the money get to say, well, I'm going to spend your money over here or to make a light rail
Yeah.
or to build this
Oh my God.
shipyard or to
Did you see
subsidize
our
this
bridge, our
plant.
$11 billion bridge? Did you
Oh
see
yeah.
that? To
For the
nowhere? $11 billion.
Oh,
Is
that's the
this
one in California that was for the light. Yeah, I was like,
Yes.
that's perfect.
$11 billion for
This is
1,600.
exactly if you're let's say you didn't weren't born in in America
Mhm.
Yeah, sure.
and you don't really like freedom. Like you kind of like you're anti-freedom, like and you're just like, I don't like America.
Right.
Like you'd be like, if you heard the news that America blew $8 billion on a quarter mile bridge in the middle of the desert,
Unreal.
you'd be like, this is like I prayed to God that America would just blow their money and just like be doing stupid stuff all the time. It's like you're just like it's like heaven. It's like
He
if
will
you
get
hated America,
recalled again, and no one in California will vote to recall him.
yeah, if you hate
It's
America, it's
unreal.
if you wanted, like I was talking to my son this morning, I was like, if you're Russia and China right now, and you're just not for whatever reason, for selfish reasons, you're just like, I don't really like this world where America is like kind of calling the shots, right?
Yeah.
For
Yeah.
better, right or wrong, they that's how they feel.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, that's how they feel. That and so they look at us like, yeah, they just authorized, they just printed another $100 billion to send to Ukraine, and we're kicking the shit out of Ukraine. Like they just wasted $100 billion on nothing. Because like the week we sent $100 billion to them, for the week we authorized it, they lost like another city.
The literal money pit.
If you were like an enemy of America, you'd be like, this is going great.
Yeah.
This is going so well. This and we haven't really like if you're China,
I
you're just
wish
like we
we
haven't had
knew
to send.
somebody that would say like what other countries think about us, like what they actually
Yeah,
think about
I
us.
read this. They think we're idiots. They are taking advantage of us. They're like, oh, you're so good looking. Can we have? Can you can you help me with my rent? You're so
Yeah.
handsome. Like I need my rent. Can you buy some weapons for us? You're so good looking.
You're so pretty. Damn it, I'm guilty.
They
Tell
just
me I'm pretty and
gotta.
touch my butt, I'm in.
Like I love your
It's the
freedoms and
American
everything.
dream.
Can you buy this? Like, can you buy us this power plant?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, look at these big muscles you have. Oh, can you buy us a water filtration plant? Like, can we have
Oh
a
my
few million
gosh.
dollars? Like, oh, look at these bicep. Oh, that's what we are. They're just like taking advantage of us. Like, it's literally a Ponzi scheme.
Did you just
It's
say
like we're just
Ponzi
I
like,
scheme?
yeah, we're just birthing new like so instead of like convincing your friends to join in, like
Yeah.
you're just like, I'll just have some more kids to join in.
Fuck it. That'll be the better way to do it.
there's a kid on TikTok who says that he's like figured out how our government is using like the Dow to launder money. He's like, listen, I'm just telling you what I know. I know that you'll probably never see this again. I'll probably like be erased, but here's what I know. And I mean, it makes you wonder, like, when you think about like Nancy Pelosi and her husband and like, the people that just know the things before they come to pass. Like, what is happening in our country? Like, where
Yeah.
is all the money? Is money even real? Like,
It's all an illusion.
Yeah. I mean,
I know when you're poor, like money feels so real. But like when you just are getting by, like it's just like, okay, we'll just get by. Like this is how much we need to do. And it just like, I don't know. It's just weird time to be alive. I feel like
yeah.
everyone's kind of feeling money more than they've ever felt it before. And I think that that is why Trump is, I mean, obviously it was different. It was so different 3 years ago, and people are noticing it, right?
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. I agree. I'm in that camp. At the same time, I think that it could be different. Like people like so most Americans like want it to be a certain way.
Yeah.
I'm down with that. That's what we want. So, but like I also at the same time I have this kind of like opposite conflicting feeling like y'all like maybe that desire for all these things like kind of like you make a lot of compromises for it. I don't know what I'm trying to say, but like there's a price to all these comforts, I guess.
Hmm.
Sure.
And you start giving up a lot of freedom, give up a lot of things,
I think
the
we've given
comfort.
up so much freedom.
And it's like, I'm kind of trying to get back to like
Yeah.
less
Dragging
comfort
your
and
heels.
more, less comfort and more like a little harder, but that's
Yeah.
difficult in these modern times. That's a difficult sell.
Hmm.
It's a
But I
difficult
think it
pitch.
starts with like the little stuff of teaching your children how to gather and how to hunt and how to do the things that matter. It gives them
Just
like a
yeah,
grounding to our planet, like to our earth, to life. Like,
I think it's almost natural too. It's like
yeah,
just reuse stuff. Like this is what
for
people
sh
humans did up until about in our in
yeah,
our run of human civilization. Like that's what people did up till 100 years ago. They were just like, we got to reuse everything.
yeah. I watched Top Chef, and this week the whole pantry was filled with just native food, and they had native like chefs on there. And like some of it was like literally just like pine leaves and berries.
Oh
So
my
they
They
had
had
native
God.
meat.
food and they
They
have all
couldn't.
Native American chefs. Like
They
that's
had no. They had two like how they bring
okay.
like a guest chef. So the guest
Okay.
chefs were Native Americans, but the entire pantry was only filled with no dairy, so no butter, no cream. Like it was just like bison and like weird fucking food that you've never heard of. And like some of it was like berries. They only sweeten with berries. They only like the herbs and the nuts and all of the things that they use. So they had to like make food like native food. And I just
Hmm.
thought like it may be like that's like, I don't know, a step in a direction that people are thinking about these things, that they should know what the weeds outside their house can do for them. Like we've been programmed to like kill the weeds, but like, dandelion is very useful and is
Oh
like
yeah, yeah.
healing in a lot of ways, but like Monsanto's told us that we have to kill that from our grass. And so, I mean, I just think that like just even talking about it kind of changes. It's just different. Like it hasn't
Hmm.
been. So
I think
maybe
it's the human condition though that we do these things, we rise, we things get so much better. They get,
sure.
like I've said it
An
before,
ebb
like
and flow.
progress is a comfortable disease.
Yeah.
We forget about dandelions and making a tea out of dandelions because there's a pill with a $4
Yes,
copay at the Walgreens at the CVS where you can also get a monster drink, like a
yeah,
monster energy drink. Like it's like
for sure.
so we forget about these things. It's not that we want to, it's just like it's kind of like humans are by nature like logic, for the most part, logical, pragmatic. So it's
Right.
like, yeah, you don't spend a weekend in the woods to hunt a buffalo if you could just get, like some steaks at the grocery store, like it's like not doesn't like we're always like our whole existence is like an efficiency calculation.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what really drives us is like calories uh per energy spent per calorie,
Hmm.
something like that. So it's very natural for us to get to a point where we're like like mass processing chickens or pigs or whatever and like weird kill slaughter farms and so that we can have the same hot dogs every weekend. Like not like literally the same hot dogs every weekend. Like
Yeah.
versus like, well, these hot dogs this weekend suck. Well,
Right.
because the pigs are
Right.
like because it's like we're going all natural and sometimes the pigs don't aren't that great. But it's like, no, no, no,
Yeah.
we can engineer everything to where like you get the same hot dogs every weekend. They taste the same. They're the same. They're cheap.
Yes.
That's not evil. That's I try to look at it like not like really evil when Monsanto tries to do that. It's because like that's what humans want. We want food security. But yeah, we take it too far.
Yeah.
We
And
take it too
they've
far to where it's
completely
like,
taken over the
well, that's a
crops
nice
though. Like
basil
they've
plant in your
just,
garden there. Apparently but that's Monsanto basil. You're under arrest. It's
yes.
we take it too far, but it is kind of natural. Like why we do these things and why we try to mass produce cattle or pigs or whatever because we are trying to like
Hmm.
or even part of the Ukraine calculation is they're the bread basket of Europe. We just grow like tons of grain and
I thought of the world. I didn't know if it was just.
that grain doesn't just feed Ukrainians, it feeds like starving Africans and like it a lot of that grain I understand is used for like aid packages.
Hmm.
Like the US like first world countries swoop in and buy all that grain for cheap, predictable prices and then could like give it away to countries that are poor,
Give it away now.
give it away now. Yep. And kind of use that as currency. So it's like it's not wrong, I guess, you're trying to feed the most people, but it's a little bit wrong. Are you trying to control everybody with the food? But it's like a real, like a, I don't know, yin and
Balance
yang, or
being
like a
like I did
real,
at the happy hour, but
there's like a
I just feel
fine
like if
line
we focus some
between,
energy towards like inward, we could fix some of our shit.
yeah, but it's like those scientists are like focusing, they think they're focusing their energy to like make like to yield tons more food
Yeah.
to feed more people. But then the people that are like control that technology are kind of wind up using it not to make money and like make people happy, like to kind of keep control over things and to
Yeah.
commoditize those things. And then, yeah.
And in countries that have like resources, like we starve them of those things and then steal like their
Mhm.
resources. Like just
Yeah,
it's
we'll
crazy
definitely
how evil
we
and
want to
corrupt it is.
control Ukraine's wheat production so that we can decide who in Africa gets it.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, y'all aren't behaving very well. You're not really letting
Yeah.
us
The
mine
ones that
your.
have the most cobalt or
Yeah, it's
whatever
like
the fuck we're
you got a
digging
lot of
for.
cobalt. You're not really being real friendly with our, mining companies.
I
So you
don't
don't
know
get
how I
no
started
grain for
following
you.
this one Congo account, but this kid is like over there and he's just showing everybody. And it's like, it's so, I feel
I was
like
in
I
a
want to, every time I see his things, I want to throw my phone because he's like, it's because of your phone. I'm just like, I don't know how to, like, I don't know what to do. Like, I have this phone. Like, I don't even know, like, how I can
mm,
even make a difference in what that problem is. Like, you see six kids living in a tent that's the size of a fucking paper bag, and it's like, what? And their parents are dead, and
you're
it's
like
the
the
mining of our phones.
maybe you're not thinking like the Queen of Egypt, but you're like thinking of one of her like third or fourth level down. You're living in the pyramids. Things are
Yeah,
pretty comfortable. You're just like, man,
it's
looking out, all these
so,
people like having to carry all these massive huge rocks to like build
yeah,
the other pyramids. It's like,
yeah. But I don't think people are looking at that, but then they're like screaming, oh, we care about this or we care about that. It's like, we're not even looking at these little tiny kids that are just so horrible. So yeah. Ugh,
Yeah.
we had other stuff to talk about this week, didn't we? I feel like we did.
We did.
Uh,
We
I had a
do.
crazy, but about that, I had a crazy, I was in DC several years ago on a crazy cab ride.
Uh-huh.
And it was like this African dude. And I'm very much a skeptic. So everything he could be saying, but it was like, might have been full of shit. But he was basically telling us he was from like Angola
right.
or like one of these like deep, thick accent places
Yeah.
where you're just like, you're talking with
Sure.
such a thick accent that I'll believe you. I believe you from Angola
Of
or
course. Yeah. You've
wherever
been there.
French Guiana or whatever you're talking about. But he was
Yeah.
talking about how like obviously something that day had bothered him to where he was going on and on to me and my coworker about how the French, like in this African country, there weren't terrorists,
Mm-hmm.
but the French were there and they would say there were terrorists, but they weren't really terrorists. They were just like villagers who were just like, hey, this is where our village is when you're trying to mine it. But they would go in there, and these are such places that are so remote and so defenseless. He was going on and on about how these French and American like contractors or would come in and be like, oh, these people are terrorists. And all of a sudden it would become like a NATO UN like anti-terrorism operation.
Mm-hmm.
But there were no
The UN is
terrorists.
corrupt.
But there were no terrorists.
So corrupt.
And he was like his, and again, maybe this guy was just full of shit, but it was like such a weird 20-minute experience of this guy just like going
Right.
off that he was just
Because
like
he's
saying,
seen it firsthand. He's seen
yeah,
the
he was saying
corruption
there's no
firsthand.
terrorists, there's no fucking Al Qaeda
Yeah.
in the jungle in my village, but they go there, they say there is. That way they can kind of, no one's watching. They can just say this is a terrorist. There's Al Qaeda in these jungles.
Right.
Yeah.
But really, then all of a sudden, like a company comes in and just starts mining. And it just had like that was like a turning point where I was like,
What's happening? What are they not telling us?
like
If there's so many people
if
speaking
I was
out, and I
evil,
think that's why they want to shut down the communication. I
I
feel
mean,
like
if I was,
TikTok has connected people in a way that they were not prepared for. Like we shouldn't be seeing the things that we're seeing. And I think that more people are seeing the things that they're seeing, and they are in the back of a cab ride of a real person that's telling an experience, and they're hearing it and they're feeling it. And I think that that's what we're seeing right
yeah, I
now.
mean, like again, I don't, you know me, you send me conspiracy stuff. It's legit. I'm still like, I don't know, just
Yeah,
like, I was like,
whatever.
I could think that, but it's like,
Yeah.
over time, this memory has stuck with me, and like nowadays, if you look it up, over the last couple of weeks, the countries of like Congo and some of these like weird Central African countries that are mineral rich are
Mm-hmm.
actually
Yeah.
kicking the United States out.
Yeah.
Like you
They
Google it,
should.
but like
They
that's
should.
well, they're doing that as they welcome other like Chinese countries in, like Chinese in. So it's like they're just replacing like
I
Russians.
don't know that we're
What
not more
this is
corrupt than the other places, to be
Yeah,
honest,
true.
but
They're just going to get used by someone else.
yeah.
They'll get used. I guess what they see as a lesser evil. So they're like, well, we know the Americans are using us badly,
Maybe
but
there'll be some grease with
maybe
the
these
ass
Russians
wagon.
and Chinese will use us less badly. Like,
Yeah.
because that is how kind of the calculation goes, right? Like
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's in life, you know.
yeah. But
Uh,
yeah, that's going on. Yeah, that's literally going on. Like like there are African countries that are just like U.S. troops must leave. All your anti-terrorism forces have to leave because we have new anti-terrorism forces and they're Russian.
yeah. And they're
It's
here to protect us because Joe Biden's is focusing his
I think they're just like y'all pay more. They pay more and they're more reliable. Like the Russians
yeah.
pay more to be here and to take advantage of us, and they're more reliable users. And y'all are users, but you're not really reliable and you don't pay that well. So it's like
Mm-hmm.
you're out.
Because they're all lining their own pockets.
And I guess like at this
in that
point,
country.
right now, maybe like right this very minute, like our commanders in Congo and these countries are trying to negotiate like how do we get out of here and like get our like keep our stuff. Like we want to leave, but we also want to leave and like take all our stuff with us. And
You
they're
cannot believe the way they make those kids mine over there. This guy that's on that, I don't know how I even got to that Instagram page, but the things that he shows are just so devastating. And like, what do you like? I don't even know what to think about it. Like, no one's talking about it.
I think those are pretty probably real. Most of them are real, but I also do think again, it would be really easy for like one of these warlords to make some fucked up video.
Oh, no, no, no. It's like a
Yeah.
daily account. Like he's,
I believe it. Yeah.
and I think he's using like his platform. I think he brings in money from the platform. Plus, he's like, I'll send it to you, but I
I
think he's
I think I
legit.
know who
I've
you're
been
talking
following him
about.
for
it might
years.
be a
Dark
hard like
horse.
maybe this is just me and my like goodness bias. Like it does like if you tell me that 20% of the materials that are used for Tesla batteries are mined by children, I'm like, okay, that's terrible.
Mm.
Yeah,
But at the same time, I'm like, I have to believe that most of it is not mined by children, but maybe it is. Like, are you telling me that
crazy.
because I think that like what motivates like as soon as a video like that comes out, I the people that run like Elon or Tesla or like cobalt battery companies are just
Sure.
like we gotta make a machine that replaces these kids.
Hmm.
This is
They're not,
bad.
they don't care. They don't care. I don't think anyone cares. And he's every day
Maybe,
he's
yeah,
like,
maybe right.
this
Yeah,
is
I
what's
think that's
happening
right.
in the Congo. This is what's happening in the Congo. Oh, we are looking at Ukraine. This is what's happening in the Congo. He'll even show like these beautiful black women and like their bodies. He's like, oh, you're looking at her titties. This is what's happening in the Congo. Like, look at this. Go to my last post. Like he like tries to distract people with like different things to like get them to look at what's happening in
But
the
Ben,
Congo.
I'm saying
Like,
I'm hoping that
I don't
I don't know what I'm saying, but like I'm hoping that the normal human condition of like people don't want bad press.
Yeah.
So if you're Tesla or whatever, you're just
Yeah.
like, this is not good. Like this it's gonna be
Or you
really hard.
suppress your press. If you have enough
You could,
money, you suppress
yeah,
your
you can
press.
suppress it. You're right. Yeah.
But it's already that information. This
But you
information is already out
already
there.
know, like you already know that you can't suppress as 100%. So
Yeah.
But it's
you're
like my
trying,
phone. It's like my phone. I'm like,
but
I
you're trying
can't
to
care. Like, what do I do? Throw my phone into a pit? Like, it doesn't change anything,
no, because there's
right?
not no, because that phone, like to replace it is going to cost you something. So like
I have to have it,
I'm
I
saying
feel
like
like.
even people that work run sweatshops can't have too many people die every day.
Hmm.
Right. Sure. Sure.
Like there's some point to where like you're so evil that it actually starts costing you money. Like
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
I don't
and
know.
or there's like even evil
But
people
they're
realize
like
that
taking the minerals from that land. So I don't even know. Like, is it unlimited? Is it in depth? Is it forever?
yeah, I
You know
think
what
the
I
people
mean?
like evil people realize like you're gonna run out of kids at some point. Like you're gonna run out of kids or you're gonna lose your ability to suppress it. And
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know.
I think more people talking about it, maybe you lose the ability to suppress it and they have to do something different. But I don't know
Well, they
what
know that
different
like
is.
if you're Elon Musk, and I don't like again, I kind of like him, but I also think that he could be the end
Sure.
of civilization with the AI and the neurochip and all that. So it's like I have
Hmm.
a
Yeah.
suspicious like, but if you're him, you're pretty damn smart. Like you can't have like you can have a few videos for a few years of kids digging cobalt, but after that, like that's going to start to hurt your business. So you better start coming up with a machine or something or some better way to mine this stuff.
Yeah.
Even if the kids are all poor and have no job and they just starve to death, like you'd rather have them
There's
just
like, but there's
starve.
also a war going on over there too. Like there's a full on genocide
Yeah, I
happening
guess
too.
that's
So there's like all these kids that are just like abandoned. they have no parents. Like there's just
Yeah. Or
little
okay, so
kids
you're saying that there's
everywhere
like there's such an incredible supply, like there's such an
that we're
unbelievable
not even
supply
talking
of like
about.
that. Okay, so they're just like, yeah, we have unlimited
Supply
children.
of kids. It's horrible.
Yeah,
Oh
it
my
could be
gosh.
that. But then
Oh,
you gotta get back to like it takes 9 months to make a kid still.
it
Like we're
does.
not rabbits. We're not rabbits. Like this is still like I don't know.
Yeah.
I
I
don't
don't
know. I
know
guess
either.
I kind of think that maybe it's my own bias. Like in my life, I think things have to be sustainable.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Like whether it's your mortgage,
Yeah.
like you can't have like you can go above
Does
your
it feel like
budget,
that's getting less and less though?
but
Like
you can get.
when
But
the
I'm just saying
prices
like
are just
that's.
going up and up and up.
Yeah, to some degree, yeah. But I'm just like I like my bias is I want systems and things and my lifestyle to be sustainable. So I
Yeah.
don't drink, top shelf whiskey, you know, I drink light, 30 packs of light beer because I want
Sure.
this to be sustainable, you know what I mean? So I don't like use a bunch of like child labor
Yeah,
to give me a bunch of high end whiskey every week. So that's
for
like you're gonna
sure.
run out. You're gonna run out of child labor. Anyway. But
Yeah.
like, so that's my bias is like I don't understand. And maybe that's my blind spot is like, yeah, these people are just like, fuck it, man. We don't
Mhm.
care about
Yeah, but
sustainable. There's like
it's
there's
not even like
endless
home
supply
whiskey.
of
It's like here's the new iPhone 15. Here's the new iPhone 15A. Here's the new iPhone 15i up your butt. Like it's all like all these new things, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like it's more, 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 more. Like why are we at this level? Why?
Well, I think
iPhone
Because that's
literally
just how
makes
it
your phone stop
goes.
working. It makes your phone stop keeping a charge. So you have to buy a new phone, new ion batteries, new fucking
I
cobalt,
think
new
there's
all the
a few
things.
thousand years ago, there's probably some like ancient that was like trying to finance like wagons to people. But this ancient knew
You
that
need
the
a new
wagon,
wheel. You need a new
yeah, the
wheel.
wagon, like the wheel in the wagon was only gonna last like 18 months. And by
Yeah,
like wheat season next
this
year,
fucking
this
wheel.
poor some
Yeah.
bitch gonna be coming back to you to like buy like to give you his daughter to buy a new wheel or something like that. This is a tale as old as time.
Yeah, you're right. You're,
I don't know.
you're right. You're right. That's good. You're right.
But it's just
All right.
it's the human condition. I think
Proven wrong again.
no. But I try to like I want to teach my kids to like, like kind of understand that and like live with it.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I'm saying obviously if they win the lotto, great. Like fucking build yourself a bunker, buy
Mm.
yourself a bunch
Yeah.
of cobalt digging kids, buy your own cobalt kid mining army. Like you don't need to outsource that to someone else. Like get your own army of
Yeah.
child labor.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
if you don't win the lotto, just live a sustainable life.
It's
Got
a
it.
good note to end on.
So yeah, like
Yeah.
so I don't understand when these
I
guys are
like
just
that.
like, fuck it, man. I don't really care. I'm just gonna keep like using and like chewing up and spitting out.
Because they're not human. They don't care. They have no
Yeah.
heart, no soul.
Or they
I
are,
think
but
we
they're
should
just like
all
they're
put a
just a
little
part of it.
recycle, reduce, reuse into our lifestyle, right?
Oh man, I think about that a lot. Because I mean it's every week it's like recycling. Total
Yeah.
bullshit. Total bullshit.
It
Oh
is
shit.
total.
Recycling convinced people, and I mean people, I mean like a couple 100 million Americans to just buy more stuff. And we create so much more trash. So recycling is bullshit, first of all, because like 10% of stuff gets recycled.
It's so bullshit. I learned it when I moved to Roseville.
And
They have a
and you
one can
buy,
system. They're gonna sort my shit. They're not sorting my shit. Half my shit is
yeah.
puppy shit. They're not sorting it.
When I see videos, I see videos like where there's a person on the video saying, "Hey everybody, to properly or recycle your laundry detergent, you have to rinse your fucking
I used to do that,
100
Christopher.
you got a
I used to do that.
164-ounce jug of all
I was
laundry
doing all
detergent.
of that.
You get tied and you're supposed to rinse you understand how much water it takes to rinse out a 164-ounce Tide jug?
Yeah.
You use like
Guilty.
4 gallons of water to rinse it out,
Yeah.
and it still has Tide residue, which ruins the entire recycling batch.
I was a
But
devout recycler.
yeah,
I still
ten
have I
percent.
have cans in my garage. I still will take my cans because I can turn in your cans.
Yeah, one
I
out of
still
10
do that
stuff
because I
gets.
feel like it's the right thing to do.
Yeah, they give you
It's the
ten
right thing
cents a
to
can. Then
do.
then they throw it in like a a, a landfill in the Philippines. They take that can. They give you 10 cents. They take
So
that
I
can.
should just
They
put in my regular thing. Oh,
yes,
I can't even.
yes.
This is it. That you just broke my heart. I gotta go. It's
The
ridiculous.
blue recycling bin is really just a second trash can. Like, so if you have like a party and it's Christmas
I
time,
don't
you know what I
have
mean?
one. I don't have one. Roseville says one can.
Recycling is bullshit. So
It
yeah,
is.
10% of materials get recycled. And congratulations, you over the last 20, 30 years, Americans have bought 10 times more trash. Like 10 times more trash. Yeah.
Yeah.
10 times more trash. Like you're buying all your applesauce things for your kids, your pudding packs, everything you buy in individual samples, all your fucking fruit snacks, all your jelly, whatever, all your pretzels, all
Yeah.
your Takis, your Dorito, all the little,
Drink
you know,
keys.
yeah, you're buying, you like, we've been conned so bad. I am actually impressed by it. Like,
Yeah,
to
it's
be honest, it's impressive, but like we have been conned so bad into recycling and buying and making so much more trash. And we don't, and like, and if you try to reuse something, you're like a weirdo,
sure.
right?
Yeah,
I mean, I go
I
through that
am a
every day. It's
weirdo.
like,
I
it's like
am
America,
a
baby.
weirdo.
if we finish a 2 liter bottle, like a jug of milk, and my wife's like, "Do you want this jug?" I'm like, maybe.
Yeah.
Are you planning on doing
I
something
have
with this
s-
jug?
I have so many
Yeah,
glass
man, you cut them
jars
in half. You can
saved.
use
I
them
have
in
so many
watering
glass
tanks.
jars
Like,
saved.
you don't have to go to you don't have to go to Lowe's and buy like a $12 water pitcher for your garden. You just use like a milk jug.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean,
You
everybody
can cut
thinks you're
them
a
in half
weirdo,
and
but
use them for like drainage, like a little, right?
yeah, but that's like you're a weirdo.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean? She's like, why didn't you go to Lowe's and use your
I'm
Lowe's
used to
card
that.
and save 5% Lowe's? You could save 5% if you use your Lowe's card to buy a $20 water pitcher. What's wrong with you? Why didn't you save 5% on your Lowe's credit card? Because you just used a milk jug. But now you decided to throw that in the recycling bin so it could be like shipped on a giant ship to the Philippines. And then they just like, now we're not going to use this. They throw it in a landfill.
Shout out to today's episode sponsor, Lowe's. Hit up
Hell yeah.
Lowe's.com/ERP.
I've been thinking about changing to Home Depot, but I don't know.
No, never.
Lowe's is still more
Love
convenient.
Relish.
I think
Shut up.
Home Depot gave some money to Trump.
Mm,
Mm-hmm.
makes sense.
But still, Lowe's is more convenient. So it's like,
Oh, good times.
yep. Hi, Mary Lish.
Shout out to everybody watching and supporting. Thank you.
Yeah. Stop making so much trash, everybody.
Yeah.
I'm not even trying to be a hippie. It's just like, stop. Not trying to be a hippie, but
Yeah.
you're just like making a
No,
bunch of
or
crap.
do
Like,
try
oh,
and
all
be
the
a
stuff
hippie.
like actually all the like part of the trick of recycling is that everything's just getting more expensive. Because part of the trick of getting you to buy a bunch more pudding packs is that you actually not only do you wash out all that stuff, put in the recycling, but they don't really use it.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
It's like,
Kids.
ooh, man. Yeah, stop using so much crap. I hate saying
Lots of
hippie
ways
stuff.
that you can reduce it. Well, you know what? The hippie stuff is just like I'm not ashamed of it anymore. I use the borax, I use weird soap to clean my clothes. Like I don't care. I don't care.
Use one of those
Fuck it.
washboards.
Yeah. I mean, my clothes are cleaner. Yeah, I don't care. I've cut all the chemicals out of my household. I used to be like plugins and Starbucks and all of the sugars and all of the stuff. And
All the
I'm
candles.
not. All the candles, so many candles. Bed Bath and Beyond, their lotion, their body wash, their sprays.
What,
Now
you're all
look at
against
them. They're
candles? What's the problem with candles? What's going on? You
It's just full of
got a problem with
toxins.
candles
Like
now?
they,
You
I
don't need
do,
candles
I
now? Do you make
do.
your own candles?
No, I use that little thing back there. It's it's got essential oils in it. Makes my house smell
Oh, the
delightful.
diffuser.
Yeah, there you go. The oil diffuser.
Yeah.
Hey, I want to know before we end the episode,
And
wow, I
if you need
just
that, I have a code. So
okay. Well, give out the code. What's the code? So the people
oh,
listening can.
I think I have a link. I'll send a link.
All
If
right.
you need a link, I got a link.
Is incense okay? Is that safe in your book?
I mean, I feel like those are old school. I use like outside incense for like there's like bug incense that I use, but I don't personally like them. They give me a headache immediately. So
Gotcha.
I'm not into it.
Oh
Not
man.
into it.
Let's go back to circa 1989.
Uh-huh.
Young Chris is in my mom's basement. Gotta, try to maybe do some bong hits or something like that. And I got some incense burning. She's at the top of the
Yeah.
stairs. Yeah. And what's that smell? I'm like, shut up.
Yeah. Shut up.
It's
It's
like
like
I
we're
read of a Will Ferrell movie. It's like,
yeah.
don't come down here. I'm with my friends. Privacy. And
Unless you got
she's
meatloaf.
just like, that doesn't smell right. Like, it's just incense.
Some really strong incense.
Yeah, it's so dumb.
Kwana, one of our monkey's uncle wants to know, do you pee in the sink? Oh wait, never mind. She's not on the screen anymore. Damn
I'm
it.
gonna go ahead and answer for her. Most of the time is what she would say. Oh, there's
What the actual, what's wrong
80,
with him?
80% of the time, maybe like 90,
No. What?
100% on
Because
weekends.
I'm
What the
guessing
fuck?
because he heard you say that you're a hippie and all that stuff, so I'm sure that he
I don't
assumed
shave
that
my armpits. Um,
Yeah, but you don't have to.
I
Don't try to like we've
I
already
use
gone through
beef
this. Don't try to
tallow
like
with
claim that.
patchouli oil in it. Um, I don't
yeah
know. I got it.
he
I had a Grateful Dead tattoo. I don't know. What do I gotta do?
well
What
he's
do I
just
gotta do?
he was just wondering because you were touting the recycling lifestyle, so he figured
Yeah, I've been recycling since before it was fucking cool. I've always done it.
there you go.
I used to like, I would make it important to my children by letting them do it and then take it and get the money from it so that they understood that it was important. Like, yeah, yes, obviously. I've always done my part.
I'm gonna go out
Sorry.
and I'm gonna go change my car oil and pour the oil down the drain, down the sewer, just to make myself feel better about this situation, this conversation.
I'm gonna go siphon gas from other people's cars in the neighborhood.
I'm gonna
Start a
take
fire with it.
like 5 baths this weekend and not give a fuck about the drought in California. So
The next time I have to change out my car battery, I'm gonna just bury it in a dirt field somewhere. Like
nice.
I'm not gonna pay the fee for them to like dispose of the
Fuck
battery.
yeah. Do
I'm
you,
just
boo
gonna like
boo?
go out in the field, walk my dog, and bury it in the dirt. Probably like maybe like a kid's playground. I don't know. Nah, I mean,
Yeah.
safe distance.
Yeah. Why not? What
30
are
Just
they
square
gonna
gonna do?
yards.
I'm
What
gonna
are
go
they
throw
gonna
all my
do?
trash away in the volcano. There you go.
Oh man.
You know
I feel
what? India
better
is
on the inside.
burning the biggest fucking pile of trash right this second, and we are choking on paper straws in California. So fuck, fuck the
Yeah.
bullshit.
That
I heard
explains
some
why my allergies have been flaring up lately.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank
paper
India.
straw.
You're welcome.
Oh, you
All
got
right.
no, you
Happy
don't,
Friday, you
you got paper
motherfuckers.
straws, but like unlimited homeless people.
Yeah,
It's
so
awesome.
many homeless people. It's so great. It's good to see you guys. I missed you.
You too.
Good to be
Take
back.
care.
Get it
Same.
on. Do what you
Cheers,
want,
everybody.
everybody.
Get it on. Do what you want. Do some good.
I'm gonna
Don't,
try.
whatever we talked about that was bad, don't do any of that tonight.
Yeah,
All right.
do
See you all.
not.
Yeah. Cheers, everybody. See ya.
Cheers.